I was considered very eccentric many times because I was challenging always the popular approach, always asking questions, always driving so-called skin gurus, most of them ladies back in those days, crazy, because I wanted to know what's going on at the cell level here. You know, you say that such and such is good for the skin, especially a lot of these foreign ladies from Hungary that came to this country in the early days and built big empires in skincare. I'd say, okay, what you say this is quail eggs in this cream. How is it acting on the cell level? Well, it's just working very well in our country for many days. Oh, I don't want to hear that. How is it working? And then I thought, you know what? The general public has a right to ask those same questions. They have a right because they're the end users. They're the ones that are depending on products for fundamental changes, so they can not only change their little problems, but maybe change their whole life. I mean, some woman or man that has terrible, terrible skin anomalies have very low self-worth issues. They have lack of confidence. They don't rise in the job market. They don't do much. They don't fulfill their full potential, simply because the first communicative device that we have, how we look, is compromised by problems they don't know how to get rid of. And so they're, you know, sitting ducks for any kind of hype that comes along that promises help. So having said that, I was very lucky to be privy to a host of giants in science. Giants in science. Not always related to the skin business. Most of the people that have contributed to my personal education and journey were people in related but not involved in skin. People in surgery, people in dermatology, people in chemistry, people in Ayurvedic plant studies. All of these wonderful people contributed so much to what I ended up doing and being, and as I am today. I often say, you know, I wasn't the most clever, the brainiest, the big genius, that everything came from this head. I just happened to have the biggest mouth and the most questions, and I traveled everywhere. Passion has a lot to do with it. Commitment has a lot to do with it. And then when you see other people listening to what you have to say, going to your classes, listening to your education, reading your articles, your books, things like that, things that I've done, you feel obligated. You have a fiduciary sense of obligation to keep the ball rolling. You can't just walk away and say, okay, now I'm retirement age, time to totter off in 10 to be taking money with me, living a comfortable lifestyle. No, you can't do this. You have to carry it forth and keep going until you can't do it anymore. So basically what I represent is a change in how people think. Going back to that one vital important thing, when you change a skin, you will be changing a life. That's been kind of my personal credo and mantra for all this time. Education, that is so important, because it's a gift of knowledge. I used to teach my students, and a lot of them were doctors, that when they opened a clinic, a private clinic, to do some of these very high-profile treatments, that they must explain to each and every client not only how their skin works and how everything is occurring at the cell level, but why. Now, some people don't want to know. They have money, they want to go to a private clinic, they want everything done, and you're going to talk to them about everything that's going to right over their head. Doesn't matter. Some people just are a little bit thick, or they don't care. But when you teach a client and give them the gift of knowledge, the education, some of it seeps in, which empowers them. So next time they're confronted by a new product or a machine or some, quick fix type of, protocol, they can stop and think, wait, just a minute, that can't work because somewhere I know that the cells don't act that way. Oh, I remember. You see, so that's why education is so important. It's empowerment. Yes, I believe that Sanzaj has the best tools available, and we'll expand on those for the general public. Will there be other people offering good things too? I'm sure there will be. I don't know what they're doing. I don't really care. I just care what I'm doing, what I have to offer, and in turn, what other people take forward to the public have to offer as well, because they were educated.